My wonderful, beautiful, amazing Capricorns. I'm Gabriella from Gabriella's Vampire Tarot. For today, I'm going to be doing a general reading of past, present, future, and 9-card spread. I'm going to be using the regular tarot deck, clarify with the vampire deck, draw a special vampire card, draw a vampire oracle, and then draw 3 yes or no answers for thee. So let's get started on your reading. Okay, the general card is the 7 of Swords reversed. Okay, let's look at the first row, which is also your past. You start off with 5 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune reversed, oof, and 9 of Pentacles reversed. My goodness. Yeah, there was some kind of conflict and competition that took place in your past. Probably some kind of competition of some kind, because there was actually no luck or fortune on your side, and you ended up with no kind of abundance or any kind of confidence within you. Though this is not technically a confidence card, but anything that could contribute, any kind of negative experience could cause one to want to shut down and say, I'm not dealing with this stuff anymore. So, yeah, because the thing is technically, this is kind of like a sparring kind of card. It's not like as swords, where they're all, fighting. It's not like the 5 of Swords where you either lost or won some kind of battle. I mean, technically, it could still be competition. Maybe you're like a celebrity of some kind. Maybe you're in the music or arts or something that you were more or less auditioning for a particular position of some kind, and then it just did not work out in your favor because you didn't get accepted for any reason and stuff like that. So that's what it could also be. And the thing is it's too bad that you got the Wheel of Fortune reversed, to have no kind of, positivity, no luck, no fortune, no anything, and then to finish off after in the past with the 9 of Pentacles reversed, of actually thinking nope, no, and no. Yeah, the thing is, hopefully this isn't resonating in current times in any way, but on a positive note, it did take place in the past, so be rest assured it hopefully won't happen again. But either way, it's like I can understand, how, this could all just be really, sorrowful and depressing and really, lead to all kinds of negative disparity and stuff like that. But we're just going to have to keep going, and I want to know more about, it through clarification. Because in current times, you feel overwhelmed with the 2 of Pentacles reversed. You have a decision to make based off of 2 of Swords, but yet you're incredibly in a stable, grounded, and confident position with the Justice. I wonder if there's some kind of legal matter that's taking place, because, or maybe you could be a lawyer or a not doctor, lawyer, judge, or somebody who works in the legal field of some kind. But I do see, it's like, from all this negative experiences, it kind of makes you feel overwhelmed, thinking, oh goodness, when it rains, it pours, right? When is the next, rainstorm going to hit me and stuff like that? Well, the thing is I hope it doesn't anymore, because, it's like, it's also like you feel like you're being drowned, because if you look at the water here, it's kind of like, this, individual is dancing on land, but, if you look at the ship, kind of going through some troubled waters, it's like maybe this could also be lack of clarity. Also, your senses could be a bit off, because you feel just like you have to start patching things up. You have to just do all kinds of, things, within a certain time frame, and it just makes you feel overwhelmed. And then this is more or less your kind of other intuition side coming and saying, what, we have a decision to make. We can either allow ourselves to be stuck in the situation of feeling overwhelmed, or we could try to find balance within ourselves. And I think everything is going to work out, because I do see that you might choose the justice balance for yourself, because why would you want to be feeling overwhelmed or feeling like you're going through some troubled waters, right? So it's always good to actually, know that you do have options and stuff like that, but that's why, it's like you can either choose this sword or that sword. Now the future. You get the Fool reversed, 4 of Cups reversed, and then you get the 9 of Swords reversed. Okay, yeah, I do see that you're actually, not taking a leap of faith, but you're actually taking an alternative route and stuff like that with the 4 of Cups, or maybe you've accepted an alternative proposition or offering of some kind, and that's actually helping you overcome and heal from any kind of nightmarish situation. Wonderful, and congratulations to my beautiful, amazing Capricorns. Because the thing is, it's like, okay, the Fool reverse is like saying, I'm not going to go about this laissez-faire kind of, 50-50 chance. I don't know where it's going to take me and stuff like that, because there's an other, alternative, proposition or offering that is being presented to me, and I'm going to follow with this situation, and that's going to help me heal for any kind of future problems. And that's what I like to see is, actually, because, this could still be taking place during the Two of Swords situation as well. It's like this could also be feeling overwhelmed, and this could also be the one giving you stability as well. So, but now we're going to do some clarification. Five of Wands. Sometimes my hair gets in my way, but anyway. Star Wish Fulfillment. Okay, so there was conflict and competition regarding the Star Wish Fulfillment. Okay, maybe you are some kind of celebrity. Maybe you were auditioning for something. Maybe you were trying to get some kind of job or anything, that you were putting a lot of time and effort into it because you knew how important the Star Wish Fulfillment was. And as you should, if there's something that is worth having, don't just think, oh no, I'm just going to put in half of my energy and then hopefully it'll work out. No, you really have to put in 100% of everything that you got, just to actually show, to say, I'm different and I'm way better than my fellow competitors out in this world. So, but that's what I more or less saw you doing. Is you put in a lot of time and effort regarding the Star Wish Fulfillment. And I find that honorable, admirable, and I just find it beautiful in many ways. Wheel of Fortune reversed. You may not have luck or any kind of fortune, but you do get the Four of Wands. So you could still have a wonderful, beautiful, happy home, happy hearth, happy family. But you could also have still immense confidence within yourself, despite that, this could have also been a setback of not getting that Five of Wands or Star Wish Fulfillment, I mean. So the thing is please keep up this wonderful work. It's like we do have the Five of Wands here, the Four of Wands, in the other deck. So the thing is the name of the game is just to not give up. And even if you do deal with setbacks, sometimes these situations happen for a reason. And I think I even mentioned this to maybe Virgo or Libra or one of the other signs. Is sometimes it's like you are presented with a silver lining gift. Now the silver lining gift is that you are being presented with an alternative gift. It's not something that you really wanted, but it could probably benefit you way better than any other Star Wish Fulfillment. Like, for example, the human told me about 10 years ago saying, technically you need to consider your vampire yourself as a silver lining gift. And I'm thinking, oh, come on, what is this all about? You don't know anything about what happened to me or what's going on with me. And he said, well, he said, you may be a vampire, he said, but you can give all the other, humans in this world, 300 years of experience, and you will guide them way better than, any, current humans that are trying to actually, will read books about it and trying to apply what they've learned in books into reality. I mean, but it actually, will be, will receiving advice and guidance and help from somebody who's ancient. Sometimes he'll even call me ancient, and I think, oh, come on, I'm not that ancient. Technically I'm still a child vampire. 300 years, I mean, unless there's other 1,000 to 1,000,000-year-old vampires out in this world, I don't know. Though I do know that there's a dark force out in this world, so that's all I can say about it. But anyway, with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, the Emperor, confidence, city for my beloved. So again, it's like you're not, the thing is the Nine of Pentacles doesn't mean that all is lost. So, maybe that Star Wish Fulfillment was incredibly important, but sometimes, these situations take place because either A, it shows how strong we are, how we can handle any kind of negative experiences. B, it also proves, how we want to actually be seen as very strong and confident again, no matter what. I mean, this is one of my cards, and we're still in Aries season, but the thing is, it also tests us how much we really want to have it. If this Star Wish Fulfillment, is going to be around again, coming up soon, or maybe in a year or 5 or 10 years or something, I would just have patience to know that this Star Wish Fulfillment will probably come around because, it's like despite thinking, okay, all is lost with the Nine of Pentacles reversed, this is your authoritative side that's pretty much just saying, oh no, we don't. We're going to keep going. We're going to try to find something way better for ourselves. Because despite feeling overwhelmed with the Two of Pentacles reversed, you get the Hermit. Now the thing is I'm not sure if I've already mentioned this, but it's really good to kind of rest up. Though this isn't a Four of Swords kind of card, but it's good to kind of do introspection and just kind of sometimes drop some of your responsibilities and think, I need to start taking good care of myself. You should always put yourself as number one and nobody else. I mean, of course, when there's other obligations that are really important, but in most cases, about 90% of the time, you should always take good care of yourself, eat healthy, sleep well, and just adapt to really healthy habits so then you can actually handle Two of Pentacles instead of thinking that it's all, that you feel overwhelmed and that you're dealing with, troubled waters and stuff like that. So, Two of Swords, you have a decision to make because you get the Two of Swords again. Okay, so there is a really big decision you're going to have to make. But what are you going to choose, my beloved Capricorn, man or woman? The thing is, what do you truly want? In any way, I can't speak for you, and I will never ever speak for you. But which sword are you drawn towards? Because the thing is, it's like, well, right now, it's like the difference between these troubled waters, it's like, here is that, you suddenly see calm waters right here. So first you see troubled waters and you see this ship going through a lot of problems, or ships for that matter, because there's a couple of them out there. But now you actually have the time, because you actually had to do a bit of introspection and drop some responsibilities to actually give you clarity and actually help you out during calmer times to say, what do I want? And this is a decision for you and for you alone to make. So, I can't make any decisions for you. I can only guide you towards helping you. But whatever you decide and stuff like that, when you now have the time to actually, start thinking clearly on where you want to head towards and which path you want to follow and whatever you want to do. Justice. 10 of Schools. Abundance, happy home, happy hearth, happy family, and confident city. Because, this could be, a legal matter where you could be, winning some kind of battle of some kind. But it could also, will be, that, you're in a very stable, grounded, and abundant position coming up real soon. So the thing is whatever, this Two of Pentacles is all about, regarding, the Hermit and stuff like that, or any kind of, a star wish fulfillment, there's something way better around the corner. Because sometimes, it's like, well, these situations, are not meant to, that we want to have and stuff like that is not meant to be given to us, even though you pretty much desire it and stuff like that. But the thing is, it's a silver lining gift. I never wanted to be turned into a vampire. If somebody were to say, would you like to be turned into a vampire? I would say, absolutely not. Well, the thing is, yet here I am. But the most important thing is, sometimes we are presented with alternatives, even though it's really something you definitely never would have thought of, whether it's even relocating to a different country or, being around in a different situation that you really thought, I would have never pictured myself in this situation ever. Well, that's kind of like the unexpected silver lining gift and surprise that a lot of humans, and even as yourself, could be presented with. And you could be presented with this alternative silver lining gift of saying, well, I wanted the star wish fulfillment. How could you even say that to me, Miss Gabriella? Well, the only thing I have to say is from 300 years of experience is that, it's like a lot of humans, they are either, presented with their, star wish fulfillment, but other people are presented with an alternative because it's actually going to benefit them way better. So it's about, what's healthier and better for you. Full reverse, you're not taking a leap of faith, but you get the Lord of Schools, the King of Pentacles. So one of your beautiful, beloved cards, my beloved Capricorn. So what I actually see for my beautiful Capricorns is that, you're not taking a leap of faith because, exactly, the stability, the abundance, everything, because this is pretty much already the abundance that's being presented to you. And this is you accepting it because, you pretty much just think, well, I'm not going to take any more risks anymore. Nor should you. If there's already a sense of stability, if there's already a sense of some kind of winning, you don't feel like that you have to keep gambling at those casinos and think, okay, let's see if we can get more. 90% of the time, well, you're just probably going to lose a lot more, after going into those places than gaining anything out of it. So that's what I just want to remind you of, is sometimes, it's like when you are already being presented with something, just try to just say, okay, this is good enough for me, and not think, well, let's see if we can try to get something more out of it. I'm never going to tell you what to do. Maybe you do want to try to do this, and then it might end up like this. I can't say for sure in any way, but that's the only advice that I would give you for now. Four of Cups reverse, you get Three of Swords. Yikes. So the thing is, it's like, if you were to actually start taking action about something, you could end up in a Three of Swords, a heartbreak kind of situation. So, yeah, the thing is, it's like, I'm kind of worried about this combination because about wanting to take, risks, because this is you, because, the thing is you're already kind of proving to yourself to say, well, I'm not taking any risks right now because this is what's I'm heading towards, or what's heading towards me. But if you were to say, well, let's try to actually, keep going with it, because with the Nine of Swords reversed, you do get the Two of Skulls again. So, yeah, my advice is to not take any kind of risks or any kind of other alternative, routes at the moment. I'm not saying, well, you should never do it, but again, it's like, listen to your senses and intuition. Make sure that all the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed. Because the thing is, it's like, if you If you're not taking a risk in the future right now because you know that something is already heading towards you, or you're heading towards something that's, less risky, and you decide to actually follow a different path, I'm worried that it could end up in a heartbreak situation with the Three of Swords. And then afterwards, then you could be recovering from some kind of, nightmare situation, but and yet, you're now juggling responsibilities. So unless, you could, end up, doing a job transition, that you pretty much just think, well, this seems like a better alternative deal for me, but yeah, it could end up in some kind of heartbreak. It's like, yeah, it's like you want to make sure, that you are going to be recovering and that you're going to be able to juggle responsibilities. But you might really want to look into this combination and to make sure, that this situation, the circumstance in the future regarding the Fool reversed and the King of Pentacles, should actually be seen as good enough for my beautiful, amazing Capricorns, because I don't want you guys to be suffering from any Three of Swords like I've suffered before. Special card, a Magician. Okay, this is Virgo and Gemini energy. You can have any of those in your star chart, but I do see you manifesting something. So the thing is, it's like maybe you're kind of still in the process of choosing which sword you're going to be choosing, but if you are going to be manifesting something, try to make sure, that the potion you're going to be concocting is going to be a really good, potion in the end, and not something that you just end up thinking, okay, it's a Three of Swords situation, and now I'm back to actually having to juggle responsibilities and stuff like that. So, and that would at least be my suggestion. If you are creating and manifesting something, make sure, that you have all the ingredients needed for this potion, and not just thinking, okay, I'm just going to wing it and see where it leads to me. Because if you try to wing it in any way, just by, grabbing whatever you have, then I'm worried that it could end up in a Three of Swords situation as well. Wow, intense. Special vampire card. Or oracle, I mean. Ecstasy, okay. Yielding, rapture, and bliss. So, it's like if you crave any kind of ecstasy, kind of euphoric feeling in any way, and you're, yielding, you want to have a rapture or bliss, okay. Just make sure that all the I's are dotted, the T's are crossed, and that everything looks legitimate, and not that you just feel like you're just, winging something. Because the thing is, it's like, okay, you're still in the process in current times with making a decision. But the thing is at least, you still have that opportunity, that kind of safe base of actually deciding on whatever you want and stuff like that. Because the thing is, I'm never going to tell you what to do, but it's important to just, make sure that everything looks as rational and grounded and authentic as, you as an earth sign are. And just make sure, that if you want to have this euphoric feeling of having the Ten of Pentacles and stuff like that, or even the Nine of Swords in the end, that, that everything looks legitimate and honest and rational, and not just thinking, no, I want to have immediate gratification. Because immediate gratification is great for a few moments. I'm sure, that vampire who turned me probably felt immediate gratification, but then maybe later on he may have felt some kind of remorse or guilt, or maybe just thought, okay, off to my next evil victim of some kind. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to finish off with 3 yes or no cards. Please feel free to pause this video and think about the questions you want answered, because for number 1, you get a yes with the Page of Swords. A no with the Judgment reverse. You see, I knew Judgment was going to show up. And a yes with the second Nine of Swords reversed. Okay, so you get 2 yeses and 1 no for this reading. Well, my beautiful, amazing Capricorns, I'm going to have to leave it at this. If this reading resonated, please feel free to join and subscribe to my channel. And, if it's, didn't, it doesn't mean it may or may not happen. Please feel free to check out other, videos, based on other, zodiacs, signs, or even, other previous Capricorn videos that I may have made. But either way, I just want to thank you guys so much for joining me, subscribing to my channel. In a few days, I'm going to go back to love readings. On April 18th, I'm still going to be having my birthday message pretty soon, probably somewhere, even no, this is when I'm going to have the, my personal readings announcement. It's going to be taking place this Friday on the Aries new moon, because I'm in Aries. But I'm going to finally be posting my official video of doing personal readings. So if anybody wants to have a personal reading, please feel free to join, subscribe, and you will watch out for that video and stuff like that. But anyway, I just want to thank you guys incredibly so much for joining me and subscribing. I love you guys incredibly, so thank you so much.